Greetings everyone, my name is Garcia-Arroyo and I am currently a student at Grand Rapids Community College. I am studying mechanical engineering and business administration. Today we'll be discussing plastics in the ocean as well as their effects on human health. We will also be considering conservation methods. Key points. What are microplastics? Before I answer that question, what are plastics? So plastic can be either full synthetic or semi-synthetic, with its base compound being polymer. Plastic is extremely lightweight, durable, flexible, and inexpensive. This has led to the mass production of 450 million tons being produced in the last 76 years since its creation. To go back to the question, what are microplastics? Eventually, plastic breaks down and deteriorates and gets broken down to particles. A microplastic is considered a microplastic when it's broken down to 0.5 millimeters in size. Why should we care about microplastics? Plastic is made up of 10,000 unique chemicals within that composition, 2,400 of which are hazardous towards us and other organisms, and 901 of which are extremely hazardous towards us and other organisms and are actually banned by the FDA for food and other uses. Why should we care? Well, since prehistoric times, humans have adapted to eating fish, seabirds, turtles, crustaceans, and other mollusks. Well, microplastics have led to the death of countless fish, as well as over 1 million seabirds and over 100,000 sea mammals. How can microplastics impact us? Well, due to their chemical composition, they are highly carcinogenic. What does carcinogenic mean? This means it is a cancer-causing product. What happens when microplastics enter our system? Since they are cancer-causing, you can see results or symptoms which include lung disease, asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and cancer. How are organizations helping? Wasser 3.0, or water in German, and seasave.org have two very different approaches to mitigating plastic pollution. Wasser 3.0 aims at directly removing microplastics from the ocean and lakes, whereas seasave.org looks at removing larger plastic pollution as well as other trash. Let's take a deeper dive, pun intended. Primary goals. By the end of this presentation, I want to inform the public about the effects of plastics and microplastics, as well as how it might impact humans and other organisms, as well as how it might impact our oceans. My second goal for today is to inform the public about what we can do at home to promote cleaner oceans. Benefits provided by the ocean. Did you know that over 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by a body of water? Humans have naturally adapted to living along shores, coasts, along water sources. 1/3 of the world's population is currently living by the ocean or any other water source, and about 65% of the world's cities are located on the coast. Since prehistoric times, humans have adapted to eating ocean critters, for example, fish, marine mammals, seabirds, turtles, mollusks, and other types of crustaceans. Many of these are at risk due to pollution and habitat destruction. So, increased plastic waste. Over 70 years ago, plastic was invented. With over 450 million tons of plastic being produced in the last 76 years, we happen to see that single-use plastic is the highest contributing factor. This would include non-reusable water bottles, plastic straws, as well as plastic containers. Did you know that over 80% of all plastic that has been produced has found its way towards landfills and or recycling plants, where over 20% have not? They find themselves into rivers, creeks, oceans, lakes. As we can see in this chart here, in 1950, when plastic was first produced and created, there were 0 tons of plastic produced. Fast forward to 1980, over 90 million tons of plastic had been produced. Then you fast forward to 2020, and 450 million tons of plastic have been produced. What are the effects on the human body? So, as I stated previously, microplastic isn't only in the ocean, it's also an airborne byproduct. These airborne pathogens and toxins, when entering the body, can result in a variety of symptoms, including lung disease, asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, as well as cancer. During COVID-19, we saw a massive use of PPE, otherwise known as personal protective equipment. This would include masks, gloves, and hand sanitizer. This has furthered our pollution. Plastic has been known to contain hazardous materials to humans. As stated by National Geographic, a recent analysis of plastic has allowed us to identify over 10,000 unique chemicals used in the composition of plastic, 2,400 of which are a concern for all organisms, and 901 are being used, which shouldn't, as they are banned by the FDA, but due to improper regulation, they still find their way into plastic. Sea-Save, otherwise known as the ocean cleanup. Sea-Save takes different approaches to cleaning oceans. They take a political stance, they take a visual and action stance to really paint the picture of what's going on. Recently, Sea-Save has been seen at multiple United Nations meetings to help promote cleaner oceans. Recently, they have gone to court and gotten their bill approved in California, labeled AB 1884. What does this mean for the community? Well, monetary fines and jail time enforce this law. Any establishment which provides plastic straws, unless requested by customers, would be in violation and could be fined between $25 and $1,000. Dive for a difference. Sea-Save, otherwise known as Ocean Cleanup, has sent divers down into the ocean to take pictures of what's really going on. They have established that ocean pollution is real. They have taken pictures of the Mariana Trench, which is the deepest point of Earth, and they have seen plastic pollution down there, microplastics as well as other residual particles. How are they hands-on? They created the Interceptor. Interceptors are large boats which are self-sufficient as they are solar powered. They use a conveyor belt that spans out hundreds of feet and a little 1.5 foot tall guide, essentially bringing plastic and other pollutants in while not disturbing ocean life. I'll show a picture of the Interceptor later on. So, what is Washer 3.0? Washer 3.0 is a German company. Washer meaning water, plastic, and microplastics. So what are they? They are currently leading the charge, as they are new to the scene, in a filter-free filtration system. How does this work? Well, they have a 3-step process. They analyze and detect movements between microplastics, they assess the situation, and they act. Their technology is something new. It's called agglomeratation fixation. According to Washer 3.0, their system consists of whirlpools of trapped water. They're using a mixture of their technology and materials and their processes to get results. Washer 3.0 has a fascinating design as it's self-sufficient, meaning it can power itself. The exciting feature about their design is their whirlpool effect. They trap large quantities of water and begin filtration. This is where the water begins to spin. Within these large containers, and the help of agglomeration fixation, they trap all the unwanted particles in a small clump. They can make this design scalable and adjust accordingly to meet requirements of any job locations. What can we do? So, there isn't much we can do to decrease microplastics, except for minimizing plastic use, using water bottles, and so on. We can't do what Ocean Cleanup can do and all these organizations, but we can help in our own way. So, by minimizing car pollution, this would help clean up the oceans. By volunteering for companies or organizations such as Ocean Cleanup would eventually help. Minimizing long showers and avoiding baths helps reduce water waste, therefore helping the oceans. One of the enormous contributions towards plastic pollution is not using plastic water bottles, masks, among other disposable products. Use reusable products, a reusable mask, a reusable water bottle. My final alternative would be directed towards companies and commercial use. People water their lawns during the daytime, which leads to evaporation, which is essentially just a waste of water. Doing this at night or mornings would result in a better looking lawn and result in you saving water. Summary. So by the end of this presentation, I wanted you guys to be informed on the effects of plastics, microplastics, and how they might impact humans and other organisms. My second goal is to inform the public about what we can do at home to promote cleaner oceans. So, although we can't do much at home, hands-on, we do have effect later down the chain. By removing plastics, by switching over to metal or reusable products, we eliminate plastics at the start. This eventually leads to less microplastics, which leads to a cleaner ocean. Thank you.